everything everybody else talking about. They were supposed to rob the church that day, knowing it was $40,000 goddamn dollars in there. Somebody supposed to text their nephew or their son, one of them grandmama that got them robbing their grandbaby, and came up there and say they holding us hostage. Boy, them niggas kicked the doors in for mama and grandmama. because man, the Bible says that the church is a storehouse and not a bank. You're not supposed to save money. You're supposed to have non-perishable food items. When you pay tithes, you're supposed to take toilet tissue, Pampers, tampons, baby wipes into the storehouse, beans, canned goods, so they can store it up. Not for the bank account, because the bank account pastor go get him 3 luxury cars, a diamond pinky ring, his wife go on luxury vacations, and God don't need no money. So why you bothering us about money? And most of the people you bothering about money is struggling at, above, below the poverty line. So why you shaking these people down for money? Why the church don't have nothing going on, running the daycare service where the women can pay a half price? You see what I'm saying? I give to the church, but I can't get nothing back out the church. Man, fuck the church.
Do you think that the 501c3 charter is basically putting encryption on the evolution of black people who are stuck in Christianity? Because even when you tie it all the way back to etymology as far as the word Christian, it means black when you go to the Strong Concordance. So a lot of people, just a multitude of, the demographic of blacks.
Yeah, Christian is a cult. That's a cult, because the Bible doesn't speak of Christians. There's no title for people that believe in God. It says that religion is what makes the real God void, because you have religion and all these rules that go along with religion. Man, let me just say this, because now today's church is a 501c3, and by way of the United States Constitution, church and state is supposed to be separate. So how can the church become a tax-exempt organization to the state? But because President George Bush pushed the faith-based initiative concept, the church now have got in bed with the state, and the state control the church. That's why the preacher have to be censored to preach. He can't just freely preach. That's why now, during political seasons, you now have politicians who now come to the church and campaign at the church by way of the preacher. That's why now, every time there's a police shooting or they need a black leader, they run to the person that they're in bed with, the preacher, with the 501c3 tax exempt status, and they don't go to the real community leaders. The preacher is one of the biggest tools next to hip hop that's being used to keep the black race docile and subservient.
Facts. So, with that truth being said, do you think, as a whole, that we have to divorce from the religious aspects and get to the inception of our true spirituality?
Grandmama done gave so much to the church, and the church having came with a corporate insurance policy like the employment world, they robbing us. Even when we die, we got to give the pastor or the preacher or the church some type of stipends of money just to even be buried here. And if you ain't been giving tithes to the church, you can't be buried here, nigga. So we should have been divorced the church a long